everybody, it's Lisa from the Silver Farmhouse. Let's make this cute bunny head in a carrot pot. We are going to create all these carrots that go around our little can that we are using, and the bunny head is from Hobby Lobby in their Easter section at 50% off. So what you're going to need is Crayola Model Magic clay. It's an air dry clay. You can purchase it on Amazon. You can purchase it at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart. I like to buy it in the tubs. It comes in 8-ounce packs. You get 4 8-ounce packs in this tub. When we open the 8-ounce pack, whatever we do not use, you are going to want to put it in a Ziploc bag so it remains soft and pliable. Needs to be in something airtight. We are not going to use the full 8 ounces. I'm going to rip a hunk off here, and what you need to do to this clay is condition it. Basically what we are doing, see how it's pulling apart very roughly? You want it to be able to stretch nice and easy. So what you're going to do is, all you're going to do is take your warm hands and you're just going to squeeze it. It's like being a kid and playing with Play-Doh. So just give it a little squeeze in your hands until it gets nice and stretchy. Our Crayola Model Magic conditioned, you're going to need an aluminum vegetable can, soup can, whatever size can you want to use. I chose just a regular vegetable can from Canned Vegetables. I did paint my can with Deco Arts color Cinnamon Stick. It's kind of a little bit of a rusty color, but this is the color that we are also going to paint our carrots that we are putting on our can. So just give it one quick coat of paint. If you're using Deco Art, it usually only takes one coat of paint. Now that your Crayola Model Magic is conditioned, you're just going to rip off a little piece. You're going to roll it in your hands and you're going to create a little bit of a log. Once you have your little log created, you're going to start to form it into a carrot. And that's simply by pushing down on one end and rolling and making it skinny on one end to look like a carrot end. The other end you're going to want to leave a little bit fatter, like the top of your carrot. Just measure it out and make sure you have the right length of a carrot for your can. Just taking my can, leaning it up against my can, and it is the right size. It's okay if it's a little bit longer at the top than it is at the bottom. Make sure the bottom is flush with the bottom of the can. You're going to add some glue to your carrot, and you're just going to glue it right onto your can. I'm just going to use hot glue, put a bead down the side, and we're going to place it right on our can. Now I'm going to put a couple of these on the can with you, but I already have a can that's already done. But let me show you how to bump them up next to each other side by side. So you're just going to get another piece of your Crayola. It's okay to be a little bit taller on the top there, because what we're going to end up doing is putting a hole in the top. And when you put the hole in the top, the carrot kind of goes down a little bit. So don't worry about it being a little bit taller than the can. Break yourself off another piece and roll yourself out another carrot. They don't all have to be the exact same size. Some could be thinner than the others. It's okay. I got about 12 carrots around my entire can when I was done, but you may end up with 11 or you may end up with 13. Again, I'm just checking to make sure it's the length of my can, adding a bead of glue. Now I'm going to bump it next to the carrot at the top, but I'm not going to bump it all the way down next to the carrot. You see, there's an opening just at the top right there. I bumped it. And then you're going to leave that open. Let's do another 2 on this can. So now we're on the last carrot that I'm actually going to put on this can just to show you how to align them next to each other. So I'm just going to glue this last carrot on. But what you're going to want to do is a total of about 12 carrots on this can. But I'm going to tell you, once you get 4 carrots on your can, I would take a little pause and I'm going to show you what to do to your carrots. You want to do this before they really start to dry and harden. They will dry on the outside a little quickly. So grab yourself a little paring knife and just start making some indents in your carrots. And I do this diagonal. I go at a diagonal and you just want to get all little markings in your carrots to make them look like they're real carrots. If you ever looked at a real carrot, they have all those little lines in them. So I'm just going to take this paring knife and I am just going to press. You can press, you can slide your knife. You don't want to cut too deep. It's more of just an indent and a push on all 4 of these carrots. Now get yourself a little bit bigger of a paintbrush with a thick tip on the end, and you're going to push this in about 1 inch or 2 to make some holes into the top of your carrot. This is going to be for our greenery. Now you can continue on making another set of 4 carrots, gluing them on and doing the same thing, getting the indentations in them and then the 4 holes. Do this until you have them all around your can. Now I have a can already pre-done with the carrots going around it. You can see I did already start to paint some so that this video would not be super duper long, but I have 5 that are unpainted here, but I did start to paint some on the other side. You notice they go all the way around. They all have the little indents in them and they all have the holes. So what you're gonna do is take the same paint that you painted your can with. If you use the cinnamon stick by Deco Art, you're gonna use the cinnamon stick. If you used a different color for your can, you're gonna use that color for your carrots. So just get yourself a little paint palette and start to paint your carrots up. Make sure you get them really good in between each carrot, on the tops and on the bottom of their tips of their carrot. If you flip your can upside down when you're painting, you can see better on what you missed after they're done painting. This step is optional, but you can get some antiquing wax. I use Waverly antiquing wax I get from Walmart and an antiquing wax brush. You could dip your brush into your wax, blot it on the paper towel so you don't get too much on your carrots, and give them a quick rub with some antiquing wax. It's going to give them that dirty, grungy look. You can also take a black ink pad and a paintbrush and apply a little black ink to them to make them look even more primitive. You don't want to coat the entire carrot with ink. Just a little bit here and there. Now that we are done grunging up our carrots to look primitive, oh, don't they look so primitive? I love antiquing wax and inks. It makes things look so primitive, and you can use this technique on so many different things. The next thing we're going to do is we need to add a little foam into our can to hold our bunny head. This is just a piece of green floral foam. I'm just going to trim off the edges, see if it fits in my can, add a little bit of glue in the bottom of your can and push it in. You're going to want to put a filler in this can also because your bunny head is not going to sit down into the can. I wanted mine raised up a little bit because the greenery around in the carrots will be a little bit higher. So I'm just going to take a little Spanish moss and put it inside my can. Just enough for a little height. Now take your bunny head. This is the Sissel bunny head I got at Hobby Lobby. It was $5.99, but then take 40% off of that in their Easter section. I removed the bow and the tag, and we're going to give this a little bit of our antiquing wax too. Just make sure you blot your brush before you apply your antiquing wax to your bunny because you're not going to be able to wipe it off. It will shed a little bit too, so you may want to work out of the lid or a separate little container. After the antiquing wax, we're going to add ink right on top of that. I'm taking my black ink pad again, and we're just going to give a little black ink here and there all over your Sisal Bunny. I love the black ink. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to, but I like that dark, grungy look. Now we need to trim our stick to get our bunny into the can. I'm just going to take a pair of wire cutters and trim until I get my desired height. And doesn't he look cute sitting in our can? How cute is that? Our next step is going to be the greenery for the carrots. Now, I got my greenery from Hobby Lobby. It was $15.99 in the regular floral section. It does go 40% off. It comes on about a 9-foot vine, so this is plenty for the carrots that you're going to make. It's also a great filler for dough bowls or wreaths or flower arrangements. There are separate little greenery leaves on this that you can just pull right off. You pull one off and it has 2 sprigs on each little piece. 2 sprigs is plenty for 1 carrot. I'm just going to cut the little circle piece that held it onto the vine off with a pair of wire cutters, but scissors will also cut it off too. Just snip this off, and then you're going to add a little bit of glue into the hole that you made in the top of your carrot and add in your little greenery piece. I'm going to do this all the way around for each carrot. You can also decorate around your carrots. I'm going to use a piece of black and tan check homespun. I'm going to take my ink pad and ink it up a little bit and just tie it right around the carrots. I think it gave it a cute little look. You can also put an embellishment on the front if you want. I'm just using a primitive star I cut out of cardboard. I painted it black. I'm going to take some sandpaper and sand it up, add a little bit of antiquing wax on top of it, and glue it right onto the front of my knot. And there you have it, guys. Our bucket is done with our primitive bunny head in it. I just love how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial video. And thank you all so much for watching the Silver Farmhouse.